You're being reprogrammed right now, and you don't even realize it. What if I told you that right now, as you're watching this video, you're being reprogrammed? Not just influenced, not just distracted, reprogrammed. Your thoughts, your emotions, your identity, silently rewritten by a system that operates 24/7. A system you didn't design and would not remember and probably never even noticed. And the craziest part? It doesn't feel like control. It feels like you. That's how deep the Matrix runs. Welcome back to the Matrix Source Creator. If you're new here, I don't just talk about the Matrix. I expose it. And if you've been here before, welcome back, fellow souls. Together, we're not just waking up, we're remembering what it means to be the creator inside the illusion. Like, subscribe, and hit that bell. If this message stirs something in you, share it. Let's crack the code together. The program you never saw coming. You were born into a program, but they didn't tell you that. They told you it was just life. Go to school, get a job, pay taxes, obey authority, don't ask too many questions. From the moment you opened your eyes in this world, the programming began. Your parents already programmed. Your teachers trained to teach obedience, not awareness. The media designed to feed your mind, not free it. But here's the kicker. The program doesn't force you with chains. It convinces you with choice. It makes you believe that you made the decision to conform, that you wanted the job, the house, the role. That's not freedom. That's engineering. And it runs so deep, it becomes your personality. You think you're choosing your thoughts, but you're really choosing from a list the Matrix gave you. Let me say that again. Most of your thoughts are not your own. They're inherited patterns, cultural downloads, emotional conditioning masked as personality. And in 2025, this reprogramming isn't slowing down. It's accelerating. The tools they use to rewrite you. The system doesn't reprogram you with whips and chains. It uses something far more effective, your attention. Attention is the currency of consciousness. Where your attention goes, your energy flows. And where your energy flows, reality forms. So the Matrix hijacks your attention to shape your reality for you. It keeps you hooked to the illusion with carefully engineered tools. The media machine. Headlines are not information, they're commands. They trigger emotions. They hijack focus. They install fear, outrage, division, so you'll stay plugged in. The more fear you absorb, the easier you're to control. And the more distracted you are, the less aware you become of who you truly are. Entertainment, movies, music, games, shows, it's all encoded. Entertainment equals to enter and hold the mind. What are they holding your mind in? A frequency, a vibration that reinforces victimhood, separation, survival, lust, and ego identity. Social media. You're not the customer on social media. You're the product. Algorithms study you, mirror you, mold you. What you click on becomes what you believe. Your timeline is not your truth, it's your trap. And yet billions scroll, programmed by the illusion of choice. Education. Education doesn't teach truth. It teaches memory, repetition, obedience. It punishes curiosity, labels the awakened as disruptive, and crushes imagination before it becomes dangerous. Because imagination is the first step to remembering your creator nature. Signs you're already being rewritten. You don't need to wait for some future control system. You're already inside it. And the signs are all around you, if you know where to look. Let's break them down. You feel like a stranger in your own mind. You've caught yourself thinking things that don't align with who you truly are. Suddenly you're angry, anxious, insecure, but you don't know where it came from. That's a glitch in the program. That's the code rewriting itself. You have random bursts of existential doubt. You question reality. You question your identity. You wonder, is any of this even real? That's not mental illness. That's awareness trying to break through. It's your original source code shaking the chains. You're emotionally exhausted for no reason. There's a weight you can't name, a tension you didn't create. It's not coming from you. It's the pressure of staying aligned to a false identity. You struggle to focus. The more programmed we become, the more fragmented our minds are. Can't read a full page, can't sit in silence. That's not just modern life, it's intentional fragmentation. You feel an inner pull to disconnect from social media, from the news, from the noise. That's your inner being calling you home, calling you back to source. These aren't random feelings. They're indicators of an ongoing reprogramming and a deeper part of you waking up to it. How the Matrix uses emotion to rewire you. Emotion is the backdoor into your system. You don't make decisions based on logic. You make them based on how something makes you feel. And the Matrix knows this. That's why every single system that surrounds you, media, relationships, education, entertainment, is designed to trigger emotion first, then embed the message. Want to control someone's behavior? Don't argue with their logic. Hijack their emotions, and the programming writes itself. Fear as a frequency. Fear is the most addictive emotional loop. It keeps your nervous system on edge, looking for threats. And when you're afraid, you don't ask questions. You comply. That's why the news doesn't inform, it terrifies. Fear of illness, fear of war, fear of money, fear of other people. Fear locks you in survival mode. And in survival mode, you'll obey anything that promises safety. Guilt and shame. These are powerful weapons. They don't just hurt, they redefine your identity. You're not doing something wrong. You start to believe you are wrong. Shame is the software that tells you you're not worthy of love, truth, or freedom. Stay small. Stay silent. It keeps you from rising, from speaking, from remembering who you are. Pleasure and reward loops. The Matrix doesn't just use pain. It also programs with pleasure, but only short-term, shallow versions. The likes, the views, the clickbait, the sugar, the shopping, the scrolling. It gives you a dopamine hit, but at the cost of your deeper fulfillment. Over time, you're wired to chase pleasure over purpose and forget you ever had a soul mission to begin with. The silent war for your subconscious. They don't need your permission to program you. They only need your attention long enough to slip in the code. Your subconscious is like a sponge. It absorbs without judgment, without filter, especially when your brain is in a relaxed, passive state. That's why the most powerful reprogramming happens when you scroll late at night, watch TV before bed, listen to music while half-focused, absorb background noise like ads, chatter, and headlines. In those moments, you're wide open, and the system knows it. So it feeds you images, phrases, symbols, tones, not to entertain you, but to install software. Even if you don't consciously remember it, your subconscious does. And it begins to form your identity around those inputs. I'm not enough. I need more to feel safe. Truth is dangerous. Obedience is security. None of these thoughts came from you. They were planted. How they use language to shape your reality. Words are spells. That's why it's called spelling. The Matrix doesn't just manipulate what you see. It manipulates how you describe what you see. Because if they can control your words, they can control your thoughts. And if they can control your thoughts, they can shape your entire perception of reality. Inversion of meaning. They take truth and flip it. Freedom becomes compliance. Love becomes attachment. Success becomes slavery to systems. Spirituality becomes performative trends and false light. Language gets hijacked to blur your compass, so you follow the word, not the truth behind it. Subtle programming in everyday talk. You say things like, I have to go to work. I'm broke. I can't afford that. That's just the way it is. These phrases seem harmless, but they're loops, vocal affirmations of limitation. Every time you speak them, you reinforce the very program you're trying to escape. Authority words. The system uses certain words to trigger obedience without question. Science says, experts agree. For your safety, trust the system. They're linguistic pressure points, designed to shut down inquiry and make compliance sound like virtue. Identity scripts. You're constantly being told who you are, based on labels, roles, and societal language. You're a student. You're a consumer. You're a good citizen. You're just human. But you're not just any of those things. You are consciousness cloaked in a story. And language is one of the key tools keeping that story small. The reprogramming of time itself. Time is not what they told you it is. You think you're moving through time, but in truth, time is moving through you, and the Matrix has hijacked how you experience it. They didn't just trap your body, they trapped your sense of now. The illusion of linear time. From birth, you're taught time is a straight line. Past, present, future. But this model keeps you stuck in regret and fear. Regret over the past you can't change. Anxiety about a future that doesn't exist. And disconnection from the only PowerPoint that's real, the present. The now is where your source lives. So the system distracts you from it constantly. The work clock trap. The 9-to-5 grind wasn't designed to build society. It was designed to own your hours. They monetize your time. They steal your mornings. They dull your evenings with exhaustion. You start to believe your time isn't yours. That your value is measured in productivity, not presence. Age programming. By 18, you should. By 30, you better. If you're 40 and still. See how they do it? They attach worth to age. They make you fear getting older. They turn birthdays into deadlines. But age is not decay. It's just layers of your experience as a soul wearing a skin suit in a simulation. You are not running out of time. You are remembering that time is an illusion. Breaking the loop and taking back your code. So how do you break free? How do you unplug from a system that's been rewriting your mind since birth? The answer isn't outside you. It never was. It's within your awareness and your intention. Awareness is the first exit. You can't change what you can't see. But once you recognize the program, it loses power. Every time you notice a limiting belief, every time you catch a triggered response, every time you pause instead of react, you're unplugging line by line. You're rewriting the code manually. Disengage from the inputs. You can't heal in the same environment that's hurting you. So step back from the systems. Unfollow accounts that reinforce fear, ego, or division. Take digital fasts. Create sacred space for silence daily. This isn't escapism. It's recalibration. You're rebooting your frequency. Reclaim your inner language. Start speaking as the creator, not the code. Replace I have to with I choose to. I can't with I'm learning how to. I'm just human with I'm source in human form. Language reprograms your identity, one phrase at a time. You're not pretending. You're remembering. Question everything, then feel. The mind has been hijacked, but the body still knows. Ask, does this belief feel expansive or contracting? Is this truth or is this programming? Your nervous system is the compass. When something feels off, don't override it. Investigate. That's how you take back control. Not through rebellion, but through resonance. The new code, living from the source within. Once you see the program and begin to rewrite it, you step into a new operating system. One not built on control, but on conscious creation. You don't just wake up from the matrix. You wake up as the creator inside it. The source frequency. Living from source isn't just a belief, it's a frequency. It feels like clarity instead of confusion, expansion instead of fear, stillness even in chaos, power without control. And it begins when you choose presence over programming. Every single moment becomes sacred because every single moment is yours again. Respond, don't react. The program self-reacts automatically. But the source self pauses, observes, and responds from alignment. Someone insults you? You don't flinch, you reflect. A challenge hits? You don't collapse, you rise. The world burns? You don't fear, you radiate clarity. You're not here to win the game. You're here to rewrite it through how you move inside it. Intuition becomes the new logic. In the old code, logic is worshipped, even when it leads to destruction. But the new code is led by intuition. Your body knows. Your heart knows. That soft inner whisper, it's not doubt. It's direction from the real you, the self, yourself. Follow it, even when it doesn't make sense. Especially then. You become a mirror. When you live from source within, others around you will start to glitch. Why? Because your presence alone disrupts their programming. You'll trigger some, inspire others, confuse many, but you're not here to be understood. You're here to be undeniable. You were never meant to stay asleep. The system was never built for your liberation. It was built to test it. The Matrix is not just a trap. It's a mirror that you can wake up from, a reflection of all the places you've forgotten your power. But here's the truth. You were never meant to stay asleep. You were meant to remember, and then to rebuild everything from within. Your awakening was not an accident. That panic attack, that moment of breakdown, that feeling that something isn't right, it was all part of the soul-level rebellion. Your codes were activating. Your powerful self was breaking through the firewall. And now that you've seen it, you can't unsee it. The game is rigged until you stop playing it. So start experiencing it instead. The system only works when you believe the rules are real. When you stop seeking permission. When you stop trying to fit in. When you stop waiting to be ready. You exit the game subconsciously, and you enter the realm of creators, where the only limits are the ones you choose to keep. Your power is in the now. Forget the past. Don't fear the future. Because right now, in this moment, you're fully in control. You can choose what to believe, what to release, what to embody, what to become. You're not just unplugged. You are rewriting the source code from within. Leave the others. There are still millions lost in the loop. Still millions who think the voice in their head is their own. But your awakening isn't just for you. It's a beacon, a signal in the dark. You don't need to convince anyone. Just live from truth, and the light will do the rest. If this video unlocked something in you, then you're not crazy. You're not alone. You're awakening in real time as the source inside the illusion. Share this message. Like, subscribe, and help me disrupt the program one soul at a time. This is the Matrix Source Creator, and your code is coming online.